into some of the topics. So we're seeing AI, blockchain, fintech. I just love it when government fosters innovation and fosters it in a way that shows they know what's actually happening in the ecosystem.
Mm.
When the minister came on, the minister of the digital economy, Bosun, we in the startup ecosystem were so excited because we're like somebody that really understands how
Yeah.
startups thrive, grow, scale. And so far, I mean, he's been doing some really wonderful things. So super excited about this. I think it's going to help entrepreneurs know that government is supporting them. It's going to really excite the startup ecosystem. Yeah, so nothing negative so far. Very positive. Really
Very
looking forward. Yeah,
positive
very positive. I can't wait to see the list of the 30 that are going into the fellowship. Yeah.
fellowship. Well, how does it work? Like generally, maybe not because I'm not sure that the news like dived into how this would work generally, but on a normal day, how do these things work? How do we benefit from it? Like what does it even mean to be in a fellowship of this sort?
Well, let's just start from what accelerators do. So generally, accelerators will help a really early stage startup, define, build their initial product, and then they support with a lot of resources, capital, business training. So it's what the word says, it accelerates a business idea. So
Hmm.
what I'm assuming, again, the announcement didn't have a lot of details. What I'm assuming is if you're able to pitch to this accelerator in the areas that they've identified, and it's really exciting, then government and the partners that they're going to use are going to really support your idea to accelerate it through the process of actually getting to market. Um,
Hmm.
so that is typically how an accelerator works. So I noticed in the announcement they used fellowship, accelerator
Mhm.
interchangeably, but I just want to assume the basic tenets of Accelerator is what they're going to apply here.
And
Not.
this is where I like to come in, and this relates to job creation for me. And I look at the timeline that this administration is looking at to create as much as 1 million jobs for Nigerians by 2025. Do you see this as being possible with this kind of initiative, Napa?
Well, I looked through a couple of the broad initiatives that government wants to be able to achieve at the 1 million jobs. I think it's going to be a bit aggressive to think 30 startups are going to create 1 million jobs, right? However, one of the great things about startups is the ripple effect because there's always the primary market that the startup kind of addresses in terms of job creation, but then there's a secondary market. So when you think through the fact that we have 5 of the 7 unicorns that are on the continent reside in Nigeria, that's pretty much amazing in terms of job creation.
I don't know
Now,
what's wrong with Napa's connection. Just probably move it a bit so we can get.
Um, mm-mm. I can hear Napa.
I don't know if you can hear me now.
I can hear you. I didn't have any.
Conversation.
It's Omas.
Yeah.
Okay, Omas, we could hear. I could hear her, but Napa, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is this is definitely a step in the right direction towards job creation. And then also making youth employable, which is something that's a big pillar for the new government. Very interested to learn more about the training programs they're doing. I know that the minister has met with some of the big tech companies and he's extracting quite a lot of value from that. And I'm assuming that's also going to impact how jobs are going to be created and to make our youth more employable.
Now, in terms of the areas that this NITD initiative will cover, I see the AI, as Ola alluded to, robotics, blockchain, e-commerce,
Mm.
and all that. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, robotics, well, it seems, are we really positioned to lash in that area, or we're still going to stay with the traditional e-commerce and the fintech aspects of this initiative?
I really am interested to see the artificial intelligence, honestly. And I think the challenge with artificial intelligence, people think it's like a robot, right?
Mm.
Or you think of Will Smith's movie, I, Robot. No, that's not what
Yes.
it is. It's something as simple as Smooth FM wants to be able to get people to speak on their program. And instead of processing millions of applications that probably will come through, you just create a little bot that responds to people's requests. That is artificial intelligence. It's just being able to use foundation models and then learn how to respond to requests. So I think artificial intelligence we're already seeing it in so many areas, in chatbots, in people using the, of course, famous ChatGPT. And I've been very blessed to see some of the ideas young people have around creating technology or platforms on artificial intelligence. So for me, out of all the sectors, the artificial intelligence is the one that is most exciting to me. I can't wait to see the applications that come through. And I really hope that they're going to make it open to the public, right? I don't know whether we're going to be able to see the pitch, the demo days or the pitch days online. I really hope they make it available to us to kind of follow the journey of these first set of startups that will go through this accelerator.
Ola, before I come to you, let's let the listener know we'd like to hear what your thoughts will be on this initiative so far. Let's get the thoughts in on 0809-444-0981 WhatsApp messages. Now, that leads us to the next item on the tray for us. It's looking at Nigeria's tech sector to reach $100 billion by 2030. And it's like 6 years away or 7. Ola, walk us through this.
So yeah, there was a report that was published on the possibility of growth of the Nigerian tech sector, right? For me, it's exciting. First of all, it was a standalone company. We don't need to mention, but it was a standalone company that did that report. But what's exciting about it is the possibilities. What's also exciting, is the fact that it is in USD. It's not Naira, meaning that, and I mean, not in a bad way, but meaning that the revenue, the projections are actually standardized globally. That's what I mean by that. Right? Meaning, and I mean, the nature of tech, I see in that report is we are going global with our solutions, because it's not the Nigerian economy alone that would raise that amount of money or generate that amount of money in revenue. So we're going global with our ideas. And I mean, I would like Napa to also speak to us about it from the possibility. How do we unpack it? What should people be doing? If you're a listener, you are thinking, should I be going into tech? I mean, is this the new oil? What do you have to say around that?
But tech has been the new oil. On the continent, we have 7 unicorns. Unicorns are startups that are valued at $1 billion and above. 5 of them are in Nigeria, right? If you think through the name. So I've always believed in tech from way back when. And even if you look at how funding has moved, so as late back as 2015, we had only 55 tech startups that were funded. And now last year we had over 600, right? Mm. So I think the growth is conservative if you really look at what else is happening across tech. But what I would encourage is, a lot of people, when they hear tech, they'll now be like, okay, it's 100 million. I want a slice of the pie, right? What I would really say is that tech has so many different facets to it now. So we have climate tech. We have organizations that are focused on how do I improve the climate? How do I improve the environment? So solar tech, for example, is a part of climate tech. We have prop tech. We have agri-tech. Do you see? We have health tech. So when you think tech, some people think fintech alone, and that's not the case. We have media tech now, right? So what I would encourage is, if you have an idea or you have a problem you want to solve, don't always look at it from the tech angle. Look at tech as an enabler. Look at tech as a way to kind of get that problem, the solution that you have to the problem, to scale. Because now people start running after tech like tech is the only thing, not understanding there's so many nuances to it. There's so many different sectors and segments to it. And then the fact that you could wake up and say, I'm not able to diagnose my dog's illnesses because we now have pets, a lot of pets in Nigeria. Then you now have animal tech or vet tech.
Yeah, going wild.
I see that. And for me, because when we talk about this $100 billion by 2030, the way Ola looks at it, if I celebrate 5 million the last time, is that that's pittance right now. So this looks like 20 billion every year until we get to 2030. Isn't that, Ola?
Yeah, but I mean, the way these things grow, they grow, what's the
Yeah.
word? They exponentially. So it's not
Exponentially.
going to be 20, 20, 20. It can be 1, then 5, then 20, then
Yeah.
50, and you can even get
Yeah.
there before that time. So
Okay.
it compounds over time.
Okay.
Mm.
There's one more item on the tray, Ola. Let's see what that is before we look at the message. If we've got anyone coming on 0809-444-0981.
Okay, so the last one is about Sunny Ventures that earmarks 10 million to invest in African entertainment startups. So I've talked about these numbers, like it looks like big numbers to us, but these things are just they are insignificant in the scheme of things. Like it's not even a transaction, nothing has happened. But yeah, something has happened. We have to appreciate what comes our way, right?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this?
But Ola, didn't you find it interesting that they invested in entertainment and not fintech?
Is what you're saying? Entertainment,
Yeah,
creative.
entertainment tech. Yeah. So I agree, right? It's not such a large amount. And when you think of the cost of actually putting together maybe a gaming platform or producing a really high quality movie, it's not so much. But the reason it's exciting to me is that the Innovation Fund really wants to diversify funding. And instead of looking at fintech, which looked like an obvious choice for Africa, they went into media. So I'm hoping that this is going to encourage other investors
Yeah.
in media to see Africa, to see Nigeria as a great place to kind of harness talent. And when you see what we're producing now from Nigeria, it's of global quality. So we're
Mm.
actually justifying the fact that we're a great investment haven. But yeah, would have liked a little more zeros. Moving from
Bye.
$100 billion to now
Yeah.
10. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a great start. It's a great start for sure.
Okay, ladies, if at this point you would allow me, we've got our clients waiting already to get their thoughts in on some of the conversation of the issues we looked at so far as we wrap up this morning. Quite a message to go through. I see Tayo's message here. It says, our tech minister, Bosun, is all hit and no miss at the moment. Another round peg in a round hole is pushing the business frontier for Nigeria. That's what Tayo has to say about that initiative relating to how Bosun is pushing that digital economy mandate. Then comes Gilbert Musa from Festac, a brilliant initiative from the digital economy. But as your analyst said, foundation is key to any successful endeavor. In my thinking, we have not gained mastery of former digital applications. We need to do more work on our foundation in the tech space in Nigeria before thinking of artificial intelligence. What say you, Napa?
Um, I appreciate the comment. Honestly, I don't really agree because we're using artificial intelligence without realizing it. I remember when people talked about cloud computing, everybody felt it was vague, it's too advanced for Africa, and you were using email that was a cloud solution. So that's again one of the things that the minister said that I really love is that 90% of Nigerians should be digitally literate by 2030. Very aggressive, but I love the fact that, like the listener said, he's addressing the foundation. The more you become digitally literate and the more you expose yourself to technology, the more you realize that artificial intelligence isn't as far-fetched as you think. It is something you're already using.
All right.
When you go to your chat box and then it suggests words for you, that is artificial intelligence. But
All
you
right.
feel, yeah, it's a robot
So
or something.
we have one more message to throw in now, and that's from Yinka Bolu, and this is for Ola's eyes alone. The lens with which you look at figures and see they're insignificant. It has something to say to you about that. But you're becoming an Oliver Twist when it comes to the zeros relating to money and
Hey,
investment.
critical,
Honestly, that's how to interpret it. But I want to say thank you to our guests who stopped by this morning to give us a very good feel of the Tech Friday edition of Business Express. I'm talking about Napa Onwusah, multinational tech consultant for us this morning. Thank you so much, Napa. We hope you come back once again.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a lovely rest of the morning.
And I say thank you to Ola Oladele of the CFE founder, Money with Club, and thank you so much. Do have a great day.
Bye.
And it's a wrap to everyone there for being part of the show this morning. That's the size of Business Express on Smooth 98.1 FM. Good morning.